Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cannonbull Podcast. I am your host, SaintJorge, and today I'm gonna have to keep it a little bit chill because I'm doing a night recording and the house is super quiet. Don't wanna, wake anyone up. But, guys, welcome back. Today, we're going to be diving into some more DCU news pertaining to Superman, the Lanterns, and we're gonna even dive into some MCU stuff, some Marvel content, but updates on the Fantastic Four. That and so much more, guys. There's a lot to get into, right? So strap in, get yourself some popcorn, get ready to, react to the news, right? If you've seen it already, comment down below what are your thoughts. Get into a conversation with us about it, right? What do you guys think about all the things I'm about to talk about, which you probably already know about or don't know about? It's up to, I don't know if you've seen what's going on. But yeah, guys, it's our podcast. It's your podcast. If you find yourself enjoying the video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying my best to make sure we get some weekly uploads going. Um, to update you guys on news every single time. We're looking at Sunday to be the date we keep uploading. So it's also a good thing, I think, because we're able to then gather up all the news that has happened throughout the week. And if you like me and you don't really look into the internet too much, or you don't really see the news in detail, we can deliver it to you in detail on a Sunday, so you can kick back, relax, and watch it with me, Anchor Man George. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we're gonna first dive into some cosmic DCU news with the Lanterns TV show, guys. So remember when we did our video on James Gunn's slate back in January, me and the boys, uh, James Gunn announced a Lanterns TV show, right, was going to follow the Lanterns and how they're going to be discovering this ancient and very mysterious mystery pertaining or happening on air quotes precinct Earth, and the vibe was like true detective meets, I guess, comic book story, right? Well, the Lantern show has been officially greenlit by HBO, and so Max proceeds to tweet, and I'm gonna pull up the tweet here for you guys to see. And check it out. They say here, in brightest day, Lanterns, an HBO original series from Chris Mundy, Damon Lindelof, and Tom King, is coming soon to Max, right? So there is Max themselves, I guess the entire HBO and Max company confirming that, listen, we've taken the order, it's happening, we set, the scripts are probably already done, and we're gonna set the filming date, start building sets, concept arts, all those nice stuff, right? So Lanterns is going to have 8 episodes. It's going to follow Jon Stewart as a rookie and Hal Jordan as a veteran, right? They partners. um Chris Mundy is a showrunner, and Damon and Tom King are the co-writers, right? And we have a plot synopsis, we have a log line, right? And this is coming from the official press release article on Warner Brothers Discovery's website. I'm gonna go into that in a bit, but I first want to read the log line for you guys. So it says, the series follows new recruit Jon Stewart and Lantern legend Hal Jordan, two intergalactic cops drawn into a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. Okay, this is like weird because, well, it's like you would think they would be in space and stuff, but more of that in a bit. Let's get into the article that Warner Brothers released here. Okay, so HBO original drama series Lanterns greenlit. So it says here, HBO, in association with Warner Bros. Television and DC Studios, has given an 8 episode straight to series order for Lanterns, a new drama series based on the iconic DC title. Okay, I'm not gonna read into too much, but they have the log line, of course, that we read just now. And they're also talking about a quote from Casey Bloys, chairman and CEO of HBO and Max Content. He says, we are elated to be reuniting with both Chris Mundy and Damon Lindelof as they partner with Tom for this fresh take on DC's Green Lantern. As part of James and Peter's vision for the DC universe, this new live action series will mark an exciting new era. And then James and Peter themselves go on to say, we're thrilled to bring this seminal DC title to HBO with Chris, Damon, and Tom at the helm. Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are two of DC's most compelling characters, and Lanterns brings them to life in an original detective story that is a foundational part of the unified DCU. We're launching next summer with Superman. Okay, this is enough to get some people excited, right? You're reading this and you're like, okay, foundational part. This is interesting because I just want to highlight on that a bit. It's interesting because a lot of people have this theory that like the mystery that they're going to be discovering is going to pertain to the entire chapter of Gods and Monsters, right? It might be them discovering something that, kicks open the entire plot for part one, for chapter one, right? But back to like the log line, okay, so cool. Lantern legend Hal Jordan. We know that in James Gunn's DC universe, this is a universe where superheroes exist and have existed for a long time. Superman has been active for a couple of years. Mr. Terrific's an established hero. Guy Gardner is already with the ring. Batman is about to meet his son, so he has to be active for like at least 7 or plus years, right? And Hal Jordan is a legendary lantern, right? But then they get into how they join into a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. What do you guys think about this, right? What theories and thoughts do you guys think, or like what you have, like what do you think this mystery is going to be, right? I know there are countless lantern stories that are based on Earth, right? And if you guys know any good ones, please recommend them down below. I've never really read Green Lantern like that. Mono is more into Green Lantern than I am, but I've never read any like cool Green Lantern stories. I've read Green Arrow quite a bit. I really like Green Arrow, and I can't wait to see what he gets in the DCU. But yeah, I guess it's probably going to be some sort of cosmic-ish horror mystery. I have this feeling that the Lanterns TV show is gonna dig into some like cosmic horror vibes with this murder. I don't. I just feel like it, right? Because it's Earth-based. It has to. Cause come on, man, like you lanterns, are you really gonna like have a lanterns TV show of intergalactic space cops based on Earth and they dealing with a murder mystery? Like, why can't I just take my lantern ring and imagine a crime like investigative box that tells me exactly what happened, like with my willpower, right? Because like with lantern rings, you can. One of the problems with their power is that they can basically do anything, so it's like they kind of break their own story, but I think they're gonna find a mystery and it's going to pertain to something in space, right? Or something alien, something extraterrestrial. But I guess also this helps them with the budget. I think they still gonna have Oa like show up, like they're gonna have maybe in the first episode. You see Oa, you see the Guardians, you maybe get a cameo from Kilowog and Tomar Ray, some Easter eggs or cameos of Sinestro, and stuff like that. And the rest of the series will take place on Earth. Someone commented on Max's tweet of the show that wouldn't it be cool if like the series of lanterns, like maybe they do a couple of seasons and it leads into a Blackest Night story. And I think that would be interesting. I never read Blackest Night. Like I said, guys, suggest down below Green Lantern stuff for me so I can check it out. But guys, lanterns, what do you think? What is your thoughts? Comment down below. And yeah, are you excited? And what theories do you have for this, right? So now getting into the main course, guys. Prepare your plates and your forks and your knives, okay? Because James Gunn and the crew had arrived in Cleveland, Ohio this week. The week was off to a great start, guys. This week was full of DCU news. Twitter was smiling. Twitter was happy with what they were receiving, guys. The icing on the cake would be us receiving some more news on like the Booster Gold TV show, or like of Batman, or like of Supergirl or something. But James Gunn and the crew, they arrived in Ohio to shoot Superman, right? Remember the set photos I showed you guys last week of them setting up like Metropolis? It was all for this. Of course it was, right? So we have some new set photos, giving us a much better look at David Corn Sweat in his Superman costume, right? So I'm gonna pull up some images for you guys, that you probably guys will see on screen. He's not the only one though, who was in his costume, right? We also had the Man of Steel being joined by the fair playing polymath himself, Mr. Terrific. I wish I could shout his name, but again, guys, late night recording, I can't be too loud. So we have a first look at his extremely comic accurate costume too, right? So I'm gonna have to give thoughts on these costumes, guys. So I'm a side by side these mofos over here, like like listen. I'm not crazy about the Superman suit. I know, it's comic accurate, blah blah blah. Look at it, it's so bright, it's so beautiful. Listen, guys, I don't like it that much. I'm not crazy. It's decent. The suit, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. The suit is decent, and I understand it fits, like, for what James Gunn is going for, it fits, okay? But it just looks kind of weird, man. Like, I'm not used to seeing a suit that isn't kind of skin tight on a Superman character. And I'm gonna show you guys some artwork and pictures of what I expected the suit to look like on him, right? Look at this artwork. This is like a very beautiful representation of what I pictured the suit to look like on his body, right? And this even echoes a lot of like the New 52 inspiration that people say James Gunn went for. Probably did. He did say that he took from different areas of Superman history and comics to make the suit. I mean, we have like the yellow outline from the old Superman suit, the Fleischer suit. Is it Fleischer or Fleischer? I think it's Fleischer. We have the Kingdom Come S. We have the New 52 collar and like the way it's kind of armored. We have the trunks, right? But it's not the trunks, it's more like the boxer briefs that we get from All Star Superman. Even the shape of the suit, like the way it's kind of like baggy, that's All Star Superman, which by the way, I'm reading right now. Um, so, you know, man, I'm always reading something, hey? But like the bagginess is definitely All Star Superman inspired. I get that, but it's like I look at the suit, I'm like, it could be a little bit tighter for me. The lines I don't mind too much, right? It's okay. I don't. It's not. I'm not too crazy about the lines. I'm not too crazy about the suit in general. The emblem being on the cape is a nice touch. I could have gone without it. I don't really mind about the emblem on the cape. Some people are really nitpicky about it. They want the logo on the cape. I don't really mind. I'm cool with that. With the trunks, I'm also cool with the trunks. I think trunks are kind of cool if they just done, in the right way. When I heard that it might be boxer briefs, I was kind of like, I don't know, how's this gonna look? And you know, looking at the suit now, it's not that bad, guys. So like, what do you guys think about the Superman suit? For James Gunn Superman, David Corn's written Superman suit. The belt is thicker than I thought it would be, which is kind of cool. It really is the suit. Like I said, it's decent. It really looks like it's straight out of a comic book, right? Even the way the cape is attached to the suit, it really looks like it looks like a comic book character, man. And I mean, duh, right? But like, it's just the brightness of it, the way it looks. At first, when I first saw the suit, right? I'm not gonna lie. I sent this to like the group chat with the boys, and I was like, guys, what is this Looney Tune air looking like? What is this, bro? I was kind of harsh about it, right? Um, but look, it's decent. I don't hate it. It's decent. I just want to see what it looks like in motion and in action. Okay, it's probably me coping, but like, I just want to see it in action and in motion. But David looks good. Yeah, man, I'm just happy to see it finally like this. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Um, so moving on to Mr. Terrific's suit, man, what can I say about this, bro? He's got the jacket, right? He's got the fair play. He's got the terrific. He's got them shits on his feet. He don't got them. What are those? He got them. He got them shit on. Okay, it's black. It's white. It's red. He's got the T on the face. He's got the gloves. What more can I say? Mr. Terrific suit is perfect. I have no nitpicks. I have no negative. The suit is perfect, bro. It's 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 straight out of a comic book panel. This man is Mr. Terrific. What more do we need? You know? And yeah, I think I find interesting. I find characters that have like a leather jacket as part of their costume interesting, and like Mr. Halt here just makes it work. I think Halt is the last name of his alter ego. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think Mr. Terrific's alter ego is it Michael Halt? I think it's Michael Halt. Um, I just kind of confuse it with like Booster Goals. That's Michael Carter. But yeah, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Mr. Terrific. It's perfect. Superman suit is kind of like it could be better, man. But like, yeah, man, I'm not crazy about it. Then again, this is a cinematic universe. They need to sell toys and merchandise. This means that David Corrin Sweat's Superman suit is not going to be the same for every movie. This is the suit for the Superman movie in 2025. If he makes a cameo in Supergirl in 2026, which, by the way, for those who don't know, the Supergirl movie has a director and a writer, and we did talk about the writer. No, we didn't, but they have a writer, and they are going to be releasing in 2026. They're going to start filming by the end of this year after Superman. If he appears in Supergirl, sorry, then I think they're going to give him a slightly updated suit for him to appear and sell toys on that. The MCU does it all the time, you know? I don't know if DC is going to tap into that toy merch craziness that the MCU has, but if they do, then every movie the suit will be slightly updated. Um, Either that or James Gunn's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna give this guy the exact same suit for every movie. It saves us budgets. We'll slightly tweak it. We'll make it better, make it work, maybe recolor it, make it brighter, but it will be the exact same suit. Which again, I don't mind. It's Superman's costume. Like it's the thing he uses. Why would he? Of course, some minor adjustments, but like that's his suit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, these are the costumes. What do you guys think? Comment down below what you think. Okay, so now we're moving on to the other set photos and videos of what is happening. What are they filming? What's the situation? What's going down downtown Metropolis in New Troy? Yeah, right. So we see here on some of the photos I showed you before of like Mr. Terrific now and Superman, they seem to be dealing with something, right? But if you now go to these photos and videos I'm showing you guys right now, there seems to be a tea shop, right? Because like they showed like a set prop piece with like the tea of Mr. Terrific, and then there was like this other thing where it's like the tea shop and people are coming out of the tea shop. Various noteworthy characters, countless of them, were popping out of the tea shop. We're talking Lois Lane, right? We finally get to see Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. Peep this, check out, bro. She's wearing that purple clothing thing, the purple top she wears like in the comics, like look at that, bro. Like, man, David Gordon Sweat and Rachel Brosnahan, perfect casting. We get Perry White over here. We got Jeremy Olsen, Kat Grant, Ron Troop, Steve Lombard, and even Eve Teschmacher, Lex Luthor's assistant. They were stepping out of the tea shop, right? So something's happening. There's rubble and debris all around the area where this is happening. So I'm thinking, and my theory is, right? Wow, this is how am I gonna tie into this? Because if I get into this now, it might spoil what I want to talk about like later. But like, I think Superman and Mr. Terrific are dealing with something, right? Maybe Green Lantern and Harkle are also here, but they like film these scenes on a sound stage. I don't know. It could just be Superman and Mr. Terrific. I think they're dealing with something. And Mr. Terrific used his T-ship to help save some people. I have a feeling this is going to take place in the final act of the film. The final fight. We're going to have Terrific saving everybody from the planet and things like that. This doesn't seem like something that's going to happen in the middle of the movie, right? And then, he helps Superman. Well, Superman's probably dealing with like the reason why there's debris, the reason why Mr. Terrific had to like save everyone in the T-sphere. And then he's gonna probably like there's some set photos of like Superman talking with Lois Lane. So probably he'll talk to her after the whole ordeal. She'll thank him because Lois and Superman always have that like cool rapport with each other. So I think something's happening here. But again, I'm going to link this into a theory I have of other set photos which give us a look at other characters in the Superman movie. Guys, the fun is just getting started. But first, I need to show you this. Clark is not quitting his day job. We got a set photo and some videos of David Corn Sweat in his Clark Kent persona. Okay, check this out, guys. The boy's looking incognito. Okay, his hair seems to be messier than Superman because Superman like has more of like a jelly sleek kind of look. He's like got his curls. He looks like a nerd, bro. I'm just gonna. He looks like a nerd, bro. I'm like for real with the glasses and everything. Yeah. There was a joke about him looking like a TikTok if boy. There is like a set video of him and Mr. Terrific dealing with something that seems to be separate from the T sphere. And I did show you guys that the one where like they facing the back, right, and they like talking to each other, him and Mr. Terrific. I think maybe that could be something he deals with before he goes to work. I don't know. We don't know for sure. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. What are your theories on that? And what do you guys think of Clark Kent's look? You know, a lot of people are comparing it to Henry Cavill's Clark Kent, saying that like, oh, Henry Cavill's Clark Kent looked exactly the same, but David Cohen said Superman, there's a clear difference, and I get what they're saying. I see that David Cohen said Superman has a more deliberate attempt to look different with how his hair is different and how like he looks like a nerdy oaf, man. You know, whereas you look at Superman and check out this image over here. Look how Chad Superman looks like. This guy looks like I'm sorry. Like he needs to stop looking at me like that. Okay, it's June, bro. Can you not do that to me? Okay. So yeah. He's very hunky in his Superman persona, right? It's like this guy. You telling me Clark Kent is this guy? Yeah, bro. I believe you. You know what I'm saying? So James really did kind of like make an attempt to differentiate the personas. Really excited for this movie, man. I'm more so not excited, but interested to see how James is executing this. Because segue, hashtag free Superman. Check this out, guys. Hashtag free my boy Superman. This is gonna get spoilery as hell, right? So before I get into it, I want to issue a spoiler warning because I'm gonna get into spoiler territory with what I'm going to segue into in terms of like the other characters pertaining to the story. This is gonna be plot heavy, so if you want to go into Superman fresh and clean, ain't nobody built like me. I'm just so fresh. Okay, so I had to. If you want to get into it fresh and clean, click off. Alright, and I'll see you in the next video. But if you don't give a damn, stick here because check this out. Superman is in handcuffs, being escorted by A. Frank Grillo as Colonel Rick Flag Sr. This confirms the report of a Creature Commandos character appearing in Superman. We thought it was gonna be Amanda Waller because that was like, it's a simple character. It's Amanda Waller. She can pop up anywhere. But Rick Flag Sr.? We have Maria Gabriela da Fiera as the engineer. Look at her. And why isn't she? Never mind. I was genuinely wondering where the hell she been, bro, because we only got that one set photo of her stretching out her hands in the weird silver suit, which she's still wearing right now. I guess it's part of a costume because they're not gonna make Maria like walk around set kinda like, without clothes with mocap dots on her. Because the engineer in the comics usually does walk around without any clothing because the nanotech makes her skin look metallic, so it's like you can't really see anything, And the last guy is Black Noir. Guys, Black Noir will be reprising his role as Black Noir in Superman Legacy. James Gunn is cooking. Oh my god, guys, I'm so excited. The Boys season 4 is already off to a cool start. The fact that Black Noir is now in the DCU, I'm in tears. Memes aside, guys, this is an unknown actor as Ultraman. Ultra freaking man. Guys, this confirms the leak. There was a leak going around that Ultraman was the antagonist or one of the antagonists in Superman Legacy. And James Gunn answered this, but he was dancing around the question, which kind of still confirmed it. People were kind of scared that like, oh, are we gonna get Ultraman? But he's like a crisis on. He's like a the Justice the is it the Justice Syndicate, the Crime Syndicate of America. He's part of the Crime Syndicate of America. Like, how's that gonna work? Oh, like, he's from an alternate universe. But this Ultraman is an amalgamation, apparently, of a character named Ulysses, right? There's a picture of him. I don't know if you guys know what this guy is. He was created by Jeff Johns and John Romita Jr. in Superman Volume 3, Number 32 in 2014. He has superhuman physical abilities and energy absorption. I did not read that from a paper. Um, so they say is an amalgamation of this Ulysses guy, Ultraman himself from the Crime Syndicate, and Bizarro and Metallo. Um, Rumor is that this guy is a product brought to you by Luther Corp. See, guys, this is why Lord Tech is the place to be. Go to Lord Tech, okay? Maxwell Lord, that's the future, guys. Luther Core. Look what Luther Core's giving you, bruh. Superman clones. Lord Tech. In Lord Tech we trust. But okay. So now what makes this interesting is, according to notorious scooper and leaker My Time to Shine Hello, who has been in Feige's crosshairs before. That's how dangerous this leaker is, bro. Kevin Feige was aiming that sniper at this leaker, bro. He says here on a quote, right? Or she, I don't really know. They say here, right? And I quote, "The whole point of the movie is that Lex creates a Superman clone. Ulysses is not another version of Superman, while Ultraman is. And in this movie, he's a clone instead of a Superman from an alternate reality." So it turns out that this is a clone of Superman, right? Um, it's based on Ultraman. It's not based on Ulysses because he's not coming from a different dimension. This is based on Ultraman and probably a dash of Bizarro, right? So he's gonna be in this movie. Probably with the whole plot of Superman, the log lines from the past saying that his kindness in a world that sees the kindness as old fashioned. Um, this might be them maybe apprehending him because there's like this law going around of some sort for superhumans. Um, Bad theory, but there is a plot point that got released, and again, spoiler warning, guys. You're already in spoiler territory. You in, bro. You're in the eighth circle. I'm about to take you to the ninth circle. Okay. So here's what the plot point be saying, right? Apparently, it's like this. We're gonna enter a world in this movie where every superhero is edgy and they kill like offer up, bro. Like if it's too dangerous, they just kill, bro. And Superman is kind of an outcast because he's not like that. He's bringing in this kindness of like trying to. There's always another way, right? And everyone's doing this, right? And Lex Luthor is currently profiting off of war. There's a conflict going on in a fictional Middle Eastern country. Now, if you guys are keeping up with the internet and with Superman stuff, there was a leak that like this there was gonna be a conflict in the Middle East, and Superman was gonna intervene. That was gonna blow his fame off like through the roof, and it was gonna be like the whole thing of him. This is how he was going to start his legacy of like this is going to be where the spotlight was going to be put on him, and he would have to like kind of not just clear his name but also like prove like kindness is the way, kind of mirroring the comic book that What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way. Or the movie, for those who are more familiar with the movie, Superman versus the Elite, one of Colonel Senpai's favorite Superman movies. And so, right, there's a conflict in the Middle East. In this new league that I'm talking about now, there's still a conflict in the Middle East. Superman gets involved, and then people are pissed about it. They tell Luthor to deal with Luthor like says, "Hey man, check, I got this clone. His name is Ultraman. I can help y'all." And they're like, "Oh, bet send Ultraman." Ultraman goes to this country, beats the shit out of Superman, and then they bring him back to America, and then they arrest him. The engineer probably helps out because let's be real. I don't think Ultraman's gonna be able to throw hands with Clark, bro. Even though he holds back, but like the engineer probably also shows up and helps him out, and then they apprehend him. Flag is there for some reason. What is Flag doing there? And then they all bring him because if you look at this photo, they're taking Superman to the city hall. This kind of murders the BVS movie where like they take him to, is it the court? They take him to a court and he has to stand trial. I don't know if Superman's going to stand trial in the city hall of Metropolis. Why are they even taking him to city hall? Why aren't they taking him to like a court house, a facility to keep him? I don't know. But yeah, what happens is like Ultraman goes rogue, right? Ultraman goes rogue from Lex Luthor's control, of course, and so Superman needs to team up with Hawker, Green Lantern, Mister Terrific, and Metamorpho, the meta-human compatriots, to stop Ultraman, and this eventually ends up, with him winning and proving, in some sort of way. I don't know how, the whole kindness is not old-fashioned type of thing, right? Um, some spoilers here for like what the movie's gonna set up. Apparently, the movie is going to have multiple references to multiple cities in the DCU that exist, like Central City and Bloodhaven and Gotham. Lex Luthor is going to announce his run for president in the movie. Um, Apparently, Clark and Lois, as reporters, are already kind of chasing after Luthor, trying to prove that he's committing war crimes. Um, there's something else that the movie was supposed to set up. Oh yes, the engineer being recruited to join the Authority, and that's gonna now set up the Authority movie. Um, which of course Maria Gabriela de Ferreira is going to be reprising her role in, and James Gunn's going to have to write, so that's more work for him down the line. But yeah, that's the rumor plot point that could pertain to what's happening of Superman getting arrested here. But hey, man, that's just a theory, a canon theory. Yeah, you guys tell me like down below what you guys think of what's going on, and what are your theories? Why is Superman getting arrested, right? What do you think is the purpose of these characters in the story? What do you guys think about the plot leak? And yeah, who knows? Maybe you skipped to this point where the plot leak is, where I already talked about the plot leak. I guess you don't then have to tell me what you think, but tell me what you think about this whole situation over here, guys. And last but certainly not least, jumping universes over here for a minute. Stick with me, guys. Marvel stays trying to get their lick back. Okay, so it's funny, throughout this week of DCU news, it was grinning from ear to ear. Kevin Feige, I guess, felt the need to just be like, listen, man, this James guy, this James guy, he's gonna take us out of business, bro. The way people are screaming about this guy's movie, it's just one movie. Come on, guys, come on. And so he went and he went to go confirm that Marvel's The Fantastic Four begins filming on July 24th of this year, and that it will be a period piece set not only in the 60s but in an alternate Earth that's retro futuristic. Okay. The baseball cap loving executive also said that he's very excited for this project, and that it's his most anticipated thing to do personally. Like, he's really excited to get his hands onto Fantastic Four and just start making it. Um, and I probably get why. It's the Fantastic Four. They're pretty like well-known property. It's Marvel's first family, and I think the idea of what they're going for this movie, this might be the one movie that challenges Superman next year, because it's also coming out next year, right? And that's because, number one, everybody knows about the Fantastic Four. Most people know about the Fantastic Four. Number two, it's Marvel. Okay, come on. And number three, they're gonna film the movie, number one, completely in IMAX, the same thing that Superman is doing. It's gonna be some sort of it's gonna be different from what Marvel usually does. This movie is going to be set in an alternate Earth. It's going to be set in a different. They've set movies in different. You know what? I'm talking nonsense. We had Multiverse of Madness. They were on a different Earth. But I guess what I'm just saying is like they, the way they're going about this in terms of like the director they're going for, and like them, they're talking about like rumors of them going for a different film style. Um, in the movie, I don't know. I just have this feeling that like this movie is going to be have an aesthetic that is different from the other MCU films, right? It's going to be some sort of different thing. Whether they are able to execute that or not is entirely up to them, and we're going to have to wait and see. But I think that's what makes Kevin Feige here excited for this movie. Now, I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. I love the Human Torch. He's my favorite member of the Fantastic Four. Um, Susan Storm comes second because I have a massive crush on the Invisible Woman. I am not too keen on this movie because I know about the MCU's track record and I have a feeling that they're going to ruin this. But we're going to have to wait and see. And I've also always wanted a Fantastic Four film that's based on them space exploring, and majority of this film is apparently taking place in space. So that's kind of, But again, I'm very apprehensive about this, right? So the Fantastic Four has Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm Richards, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Ebon Moss Mabarak, I believe that's his name, from The Bear. Whoever's watching The Bear, I'm gonna get into that soon. Probably make a video about that for you guys. He's going to be playing Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. We have Ralph Ineson. Is it Ineson or Ineson? He's gonna be playing Galactus, and Julia Garner is going to be playing the Shala Bao version of the Silver Surfer. So I think Shala Bao is like the Silver Surfer's like girl, but in this version she's going to be the Silver Surfer, not the original guy who's Norrin Rad is his name, I believe. Um, and of course the director is Matt Shackman, who directed WandaVision. Um, and yeah, from what I heard of this movie, just giving it to you guys a straight spoiler warning for those who want to get into Fantastic Four so fresh and clean. Um, so it looks like the coming of Galactus will be a main plot in Fantastic Four. They're gonna find out about Galactus somehow. He's coming to Earth. Reed and team find out. They're probably going to have to fly throughout space to intercept him, right? I think probably the Silver Surfer Herald will come to Earth and warn, of the pending doom, and then they're gonna go and try to intercept him. But shit's gonna happen, and like another plot leak said, it's a rumor actually, because it's not confirmed. I can't say plot leak because more of it's a rumor, guys. Every rumor and plot leak I talk about, take it with a grain of salt. Just take it with a grain of salt, okay? Because things can be different. Um, there were very few times where I went to the movies watching a comic book movie, and the leak talked about something and it came true. There were sometimes I would turn to my friend and be like, or my cousin, be like, "Hey man, I knew about this like a year before, and it's actually happening now. This is interesting." But really, but back to the matter at hand, right? The rumor is that they're going to get kind of sucked through a black hole, and some time dilation stuff, physics, whatnot, is gonna happen, and they're gonna end up in current day MCU, through a wormhole or something, which I think the physics on that is kind of, yeah, whatever. So yeah, cause I wonder if they're in an alternate Earth, a wormhole is supposed to take you in a different place in space, but it's going to have to probably be in their alternate universe space. So how the hell is a black hole gonna, or wormhole gonna take them from their universe to the MCU main universe? How's that gonna happen? You know, um, yeah, they're gonna have to explain that to us. Another thing is that Marvel Studios will be back in Hall H for San Diego Comic Con this year, and word on the street is it's going to be a big one, a lot of first looks and a lot of updates, guys. So if you still have your torch lit for the MCU, comment down below what you think we're gonna be seeing, what you're excited to see. Are you excited for the Fantastic Four? Do you think the MCU might redeem themselves with this one, with the Thunderbolts? Because I've heard stuff that like the Thunderbolts is also going to be pretty different. Marvel's taking some big swings in a good way with the content, trying to make things more entertaining and stuff again. We'll wait and see. But yeah, comment down below what you guys think. And that's all we have for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed all of the news coming out today. It's been a big week for comic book movies and media, especially on the DC side. DC's winning a lot these days. Yeah, if you found yourself enjoying this video, please bless us with a like, right? And subscribe to the channel, because this is going to be a weekly thing now. This will be evident by the fact that I released this video on Sunday, and I don't get too swamped to do it. But if this video is out on a Sunday and you're watching it on a Sunday, best believe we do this weekly, and you can subscribe knowing that you're gonna get some more news by the following week, guys. So without further ado, I'm going to love and leave you guys. Okay, I've been your host, SaintJorge. Always do you, and always look good doing it. Stay safe out there. Yeah, love one another. Make sure you got that shit on like Mr. Terrific, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao ciao.